Hello everyone. I'm super happy and super excited to share the first episode of our podcast Beyond the Brief, featuring Ms. Mansi Jain, practicing advocate at High Court of Madhya Pradesh. In this episode, we have talked about all the important points that one must consider before deciding their career option. Who should opt for litigation and how much can one realistically earn during the initial years of practice? This episode is filled with wisdom and clarity. Share it with someone who might benefit, and for now, enjoy the episode. Hello, ma'am. Thank you for joining in. How are you?
Thank you. I am perfectly fine. How are you?
I'm good as well. I'm so happy to see you, and thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you. It's my pleasure, Rashmi, and congratulations for this new venture.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Uh, Although the courts are off for vacation, I'm sure the work in the office must be going on. So,
Yeah.
how's that?
A lot. Yeah, a lot of work is going on, but it's kind of relief after so long. We are getting this vacations. And for judges and lawyers, these vacations are really much needed because we only need to work as per our timings, as per our reliefs. We can work for 3 hours, 4 hours a day, and we can work for 10 hours a day. It all depends on ourselves and the need of the case.
Right. So, ma'am, when did you decide to pursue a career in litigation, and how satisfied are you with that decision?
Uh, yeah, see, my journey into litigation was like stumbling upon a hidden treasure. Really, like during my college years, even till my fourth year, I was not sure if I want to go into litigation. Like every other law student, I was also like the same. I was thinking of doing a judiciary, and then I thought, no, I should do UPSC. Then I thought of, let's do corporate job, let's earn money and travel and have fun. Litigation was not so much into my idea of a career, but I was during my college years, I found myself always drawn to the energy of the courtroom, the debates, the arguments. I've always been inclined towards debating, youth parliaments, MUNs. So this litigation was something that was relating to it. I was not sure about everything, but then I did internships in district court, high court. I also did an internship in corporate world as well, and there I found that no, corporate is not something that is made for me. So, and the turning point that came into my life was when I was doing an internship in High Court, and I saw an argument going on. A junior advocate was arguing for a case of bail, and it was so much thrill and the satisfaction that I derived from that case, each verdict, the pursuit of justice that was immeasurable for that girl for whom that advocate was arguing. I was not very attracted from the arguments that I've heard of the seniors, because that was deemed that, of course, these people have been practicing from so many years. They are the legends of litigation and they're doing well. But that day, I found a junior advocate arguing so well and trying his really very best for getting bail for his client. And that's where I found the fulfillment of a work. Like, that's where I felt that this is where I really belong. I didn't thought of course, I was knowing that litigation will not pay so much in the starting years. Litigation has a lot of pros and cons. But then I realized that every field, every career option, wherever you go, has its pros and cons, has its advantages and disadvantages. So it's all up to you how you take things from cons to pros, how you take things for your betterment.
Very true, ma'am. And knowing you personally, seeing your college journey, it's not surprising to us that you are into
Yeah.
litigation and you are exceptionally well there. Uh, Ma'am, in your opinion, who should consider pursuing litigation? I mean, are there any specific personality traits or skill sets that a person should have before entering into litigation?
But litigation is a bit like performing on a legal stage, because I have been so fond of stage. I've always been doing hosting, anchoring, debates, always been on stage. So I would give this example only, that litigation is like performing on a legal stage. It requires a unique set of skills. Those who revel in, constructing persuasive arguments, who feel a passion for knowing law, knowing facts, who feels good by talking to people, connecting to people, listening about their stories, about their problems. And when you can inject a bit of confidence into that delivery, you will find it immensely rewarding. If you think that these personality traits you have in yourself, then litigation is really the best thing you can do. Because अगर मैं इन जनरल बोलूं तो लिटिगेशन में आप राजा होते हो खुद के. इट ऑल डिपेंड्स ऑन यू. इट्स योर साम्राज्य. आपका छोटा सा ही सही साम्राज्य, लेकिन वो आपका होता है, राइट? आपके क्लाइंट्स, आपका काम, आपकी हियरिंग्स, आपकी डेट्स. इट्स ऑल अप टू यू हाउ मच एफर्ट्स यू पुट इनटू दैट वन थिंग एंड हाउ मच रिलीफ यू गेट फॉर योर क्लाइंट्स. So you're not working for anybody. You're not bounded by it, but you're bounded by your responsibilities and your duties, because you know that your work can affect someone's life in drastically, in a lot of ways, in a lot of manner, right? So if you find yourself that you have these things in you, you find that passion in you, then litigation is the best thing. Like a good memory of facts. Of course, you need a good memory for your facts, for cases which are really essential, because you really never know when you'll need to pull a precedent out of your memory, out of your mind, that all of you have read. And you never know when you will have to portray it. You never know when this case comes at night. Somebody called you at 9 p.m. and tells you about a story, and tomorrow only you need to page, you need to show a application in the police station for that client. So every time you need to be very active. So I would say that if you have this activeness in you, if you have passion for your work, if you're ready to give 10 to 12 hours of your day to your work, and if you're ready to prioritize it at any cost, if you have good communication skills, if you have that confidence that you can do it no matter what, then litigation is the best thing you can ever do, really, because it has amazing rewards.
Okay. Ma'am, actually, when all the law students, when we enter the law school, we all have this dream of wearing that black robe and presenting arguments in the court. But
Yeah,
then moving on, we get to know the reality of, the corporate world as well as litigation. Many students turn towards corporate because litigation is a long journey, especially for the first generation lawyers. Uh, Money is not something which you can expect in the initial years, and that's what turn students towards corporate. So I would like to ask, what is the realistic expectation? I mean, how much can a person realistically earn during the initial years of practice, especially for the first generation advocates?
yeah. Of course. So this is the age-old question of legal tender, I should say. See, I think it's the million-dollar question, because everybody has this one expectations and one question of earning in litigation. Because in India, and especially in Madhya Pradesh, in UP, in some states, it's like in the initial years, you should expect more like, I found a 20 rupee note in my jeans. In my old jeans, like you get a jeans from your cupboard and you found a 20 rupee note, that is wonderful. Yeah, you get happy finding it. So litigation is like this only. Building a practice takes time. Like really, it takes time. But the satisfaction of each hard-earned penny is priceless. Like imagine each legal victory as small deposit into your career bank. That I would say. Don't focus on so much of deposits. Don't focus on so much of money, because eventually and slowly it is definitely going to come. So keep your expectation humble, your work ethic strong. Really, I'm telling this. Keep your expectations humble. I'm not saying that don't keep any expectations. Of course, it is important. But keep your expectations humble, your work ethic strong, and maybe invest in a budget friendly instant noodle brand. Because, just in case, you may need that when you will be working for 10 to 12 hours. Because see, if I tell you my experience, of course it's not easy. There have been so many instances when I thought I was getting this job in Mumbai, in a corporate job, and I did not take it, and I came into this litigation. In the starting 3 to 4 months, I was not earning anything, not a single penny. So it was really very difficult. There were times when I cried. There were times when I got really frustrated. There were times when I said to myself that I spent 5 years of my life studying this law. My parents and has spent a lot of money giving my fees to the college for making me study in a good college, a well-known college. I did LLM and my master's also. And here I am earning nothing. Touch wood, I have a very good senior who is teaching me really well. I have people, my associates, whom I'm learning from every day. So they taught me that don't focus on money, just focus on the work, be the best in your field, and the money will definitely come to you. So I'll give you my example. The first case that I did was just in rupees 3,000. I took a consumer case because in the early years, it is very exciting to have your own case. Earlier, you do a juniorship with your senior, you learn things, and it's a practice that they don't pay you much. They just pay you that your general basic things get covered. Yeah. So I took that case for just 3,000 rupees. There were few people who told me, don't do it क्योंकि केस बहुत लंबे चलते हैं कोर्ट्स में. क्या करोगे 3,000 रुपए में केस लेके? And वो भी I took this consumer case. But I gave that particular case a relief within 6 months, which is very, very difficult here in this world. But that was a very normal, simple case. And I gave that relief to the client within 6 months, whatever he wanted. And because of that case that I booked in 3,000 rupees, I got two cases for 25,000 each.
Great.
So it is it is really not about money, really, I'm telling you. Of course, there will be so many days where you will feel पैसा नहीं आ रहा है क्या करें यहाँ जाना है वहां जाना है you have so many expectations but you need to have a lot of patience and it's not like कि आपको आज मिल गया केस तो every day you will get case it may be possible कि अगले महीने for the upcoming 2 to 3 months you won't get any case you won't get any clients but the single formula that I found from this approximately 2 years journey of my litigation is that whatever you have in your hand, just do your best in it. No matter what type of case is this, no matter what type of client is this, no matter how much money you're getting in that case, just do it. If you have taken it in your hand, do it with all your heart and mind and soul, and you will definitely going to earn. But in litigation, you're working continuously for so many months. Suddenly, there hits a case and that case can give you a fees of your whole per annum income that you will earn from the corporate job.
Right.
I'm not telling that it will definitely give you because see, it all depends on you, how much you convince your client, how much the relief you can give to that client. It takes a lot of hard work, but it will be your hard earned money. It will be a lump sum money at a time and case will go on for so many years. You're not sure kitne saal chalega, but you get the fees in the first instance. Yeah, and
Right.
once you get the fees, you get the motivation of working very hard.
I had a counter question on that. You're still working under your senior, right? But
Mm.
he is allowing you, is he allowing you to take your own cases, or is
Yeah, of
there?
course.
Okay.
Mm.
So that is one thing which
Mm.
many of us don't know, that we can take our
Yeah,
own cases while working under a senior.
yeah, of course. See, it is very important to choose a office which suits you. There are some offices which have different timings, which have different work ethic, work culture. There are different seniors, and all of seniors teach you really well. Like litigation is a field of supporting each other. All the lawyers are very supportive. You can always go into the court and ask people, "इसमें क्या करना है? How to make this application? How to file this case?" Everything is everyone is very supportive, but it is always important to choose a senior who supports you in your individual cases as well. Or whenever you join an office, always talk to them very frankly that I want to work in this particular way, whatever way suits for you. So in our cases, of course, you need to prioritize the work of your senior because you're into his office, you're working for him, but you need to make time for your cases as well.
Okay.
It's really
Uh,
important because when you will talk to the senior, because in our the region that we see, especially in our states, we don't get a lot of earning. It's not a salary. You're not doing a job. Litigation is not a job. So don't expect a lot of salary, but expect a lot of work. If the senior is giving you a lot of work, if the senior, and no senior is going to teach you like a teacher teaches you. College
Hmm.
life alag thi, this is a professional life. No senior is going to take a notes and pen and paper and then teach you this is the application, is section mein ye hota hai, isme aise. No, they are just going to give you this work. That is his work, his clients. You need to make sure that you study a lot on it. There are so many barracks, there are so many books. We have internet, we have SCC online, live law, Manu Patra, so many judgments. The world is open for the knowledge. It's up to you how much you gain it, right? So you understand it by doing it. Like if you want to learn the law, just do it. Only practical application is going to teach you what it is to be in a litigation field. No theory, no books that we have read in the in the college days for our exam. Of course that knowledge helps, but this practical world is way too different from what we have learned in the college, in the books. Yeah, but the practical experiences that we took in the college, that really helps in the professional life.
So, as you talked about the practical experiences which we gained during our college, I want to
Hmm.
ask you. You have been the CR of your batch, then DAVV CR. You have been the president in the student council, and you have been a part of almost all the events during your college days. So, has it affected your studies, or has it affected you in positive way or a negative way? Does it help in the advocate journey?
Yeah. You know, absolutely. According to me, being a part of the student council or a society is like having a backstage pass to the legal concert of life. Literally. Of course, it depends on your choice. But, you know, it's if you're really interested in doing all these things and doing events and talking to people, having fun, knowing things about people, knowing things about events, meeting the guests, meeting legal fraternity people. So it's really the best thing to do in your college life, because it's not just about learning the law, it's about mastering the art of diplomacy, mastering the art of leadership, and handling the occasional legal diva. Like, you know, we all know there are several legal divas in this fraternity. And how do you meet them? You meet them through these events, you make connections, and connection and social life is the most important thing to you for you to have in this legal world. Because if you don't have connections, you won't have clients, you won't have people to connect from, and you won't have people to, you know, because in litigation you need a lot of jugaad in everything, especially in India. You need a lot of jugaad, and for that you need a lot of connections. And only through these events, only by meeting and greeting people, by learning from people, by helping people be the best help you can ever be in your college life to your people. Just be very grateful to your faculties, to your management. हम लोग क्या करते हैं whenever we are in college, we always crib about things, we always crib कि यार क्या college है हमारा, events ही होते रहते हैं यहाँ तो, पढ़ाई ढंग से हो नहीं रही है. But you know what, of course college plays important role in your career, but it's up to you that what is there in your hand. If you have this college life, यहाँ यही faculties है, यही management है और यही events है. They are doing the best for you, and you should extract the best out of it. Really.
True.
It adds extra flair to your legal resume, of course. Your legal resume becomes really good. It gives you a lot of satisfaction. And when I talk about satisfaction, I am really grateful for the moment when my parents were there sitting in my farewell, in my convocation. They were there. They were being, all of the parents were invited. And there my name was announced that the student of the batch, student of the year goes to Mansi Jain. And I could really see that smile on my parents' face. They were sitting in the front. My father was really continuously clapping for me till the time I went to the stage and took that award. Of course, I'm so thankful to my chairman, to the dean of the college. They have always motivated me, always. And that smile on your parents' face, you know, it pays off. It is the result of my 5 year journey of my college, and it is the result of all the events and all the things that I've done in my college. I don't think anything better would be the award for this thing. So you're not just, I'm giving this a one liner in the end. You are not just studying law, you're living it. If you live the law in your college life, you're definitely going to be successful in your litigation world.
Absolutely. And ma'am, like just you just mentioned that people are so supportive in the court. I'm sure you must be meeting a few people who you must have met during your college days, during these events, and now uh, seeing them back in the court, it must be a very a good experience to see them, and it would be easier to help to ask them for help, whom you have
Yeah.
met during your college, who have known you since the college days. So I guess people who are planning to be into litigation should not mind being a part of organizing committee or being a part of societies and clubs.
Yeah, of course. So what we think is if we don't participate in the event, we would study. हमारी midterms आ रही हैं, exams आ रही हैं. What we'll do is हम events छोड़ के और हम पढ़ लेंगे. But हम सभी जानते हैं कि हम college life में कितना पढ़ते हैं, right? तो हमको पता है कि पढ़ाई तो इतनी होनी नहीं है हमसे. Of course, there are some people who are legit toppers and uh, I'm not talking about them. But in general हम देखें तो हम ऐसा सोचते हैं. लेकिन पढ़ाई is also very important. We have 24 hours in a day. We have a lot of time. We can always study. And seriously, this writing skill of writing the answers, this also comes from the other activities that you do. I was
True.
really not sure that I would do this. I would be in top five in every semester of my exams. I literally am saying you, I only read 2 days back of the exam. और हर कोई generally ऐसे ही पढ़ता है. But what made the difference was having the skill of writing the answer. You always know the concept of the answer, that this is the question, this is the answer. But how do you write it? How do you present it? All these things comes from your personality. And how does your personality gets built? It's because of all the events, all the activities that you have done in your college life, in your past, in the college and out of the college, and all the people. Now we have this senior junior relations in the college. Yeah, we have seniors and we always see यार ये इतनी senior क्यों बन रहे हैं, ये ऐसे क्यों बन रहे हैं, the seniors are having so many attitude. सोचते हैं हम लोग college life में, it's very normal. But you know, this senior junior relationship, this calling your senior sir and ma'am, this helps. When I went into that court for the first time after having this band and gown, literally I was blank in so many things, how to do it, how to apply for your enrollment number, that also you don't know. And there
Hmm.
your seniors are. We have a lot of seniors in the high court who are practicing. Earlier they used to be the senior in my college, now they are the seniors in high court, and literally they only help me. And when my juniors came after having their enrollment number in the court, I helped them. So this is the legacy that we follow in college also and in court also. And really, the senior junior relationship has to be maintained. It is helpful in each and everything, in the college, out of the college, in the court, out of the court. This is very important.
Right, ma'am. Okay. So, ma'am, law students are burdened with a lot of things. They're expected to do moot courts, research papers, internships every semester. Then we just talked about being part of societies and clubs, then academics. Managing all of this is a bit
Yeah.
difficult. Of course, for wholesome growth, we need to do, but then where should we focus more between internship, research paper, and all of these things?
Yeah, see, it's a bit like choosing between apples, oranges, and bananas. They are all essential for a balanced legal diet. All of them are important. Internships give you a taste of the real deal. Publications showcase your intellectual prowess, and competitions hone your advocacy skills, your communication skills, and your activeness. Yeah, they all are important. But like as per my experience, it depends on what you want to pursue. Like if you want to go to the corporate world, your resume should be very fantastic. You should have a lot of publications, moot courts, and you should have internships. Yeah. But when you want to go into litigation, I think here I'm talking a very practical thing. Here, especially in MP or in India, you should have good contacts to reach a good office. Really.
Hmm.
Search about offices, search about advocates who are doing. Go to court randomly. Just be in, you're of course you're a law student, you have all the right to visit to courts. Go watch the advocates, see who is arguing how, what is their work ethic, visit to several offices, contact to people, talk to their associates that how their office is working, and then decide what you want to do. You want to be the part of this office which is doing a litigation work, or you want to be the part of this office who is doing IPR, intellectual property work. You want to be the part of this office who's doing completely sorry, you want to be the part of this office who is doing completely corporate work, who is working for several companies, or you want to be the part of bank, who is having a legal team. It all depends on you. But just explore. Before getting into any conclusion, just explore. Talk to people, learn about their experiences, know about them, how is their journey going on. Will you and your personality be fit with this work profile? Or if you want to go to the litigation, where do you want to work? You want to work in a firm that do all type of work, criminal, civil, matrimonial, and other work, IPR, or you want to go to a firm who's completely into criminal work, or you want to work with a advocate who is into civil work. It all depends on you. And if you are at a stage where you're not sure where you want to go, which is good for you, then try everything. Give your time, give at least 1 to 2 years, explore yourself, work with all types of people, join an office which, as for my advice, I think you should join an office which do all kind of work. So we'll have a variety of work. You will learn a lot. You will learn a lot about writ petitions, about appeals, about MCRC cases, about civil cases, arbitration, mediation. So join such kind of office if you're not sure. But if you're sure, also if you have a background, because I come from a place where I have no law, no legal background in my family. So you need to build that background through your contacts, right? So if you have a background who is working in a particular field, then you should definitely join your office, your dad's office, your uncle's office. But if you're not, then always research for it. Give your time for choosing things, and then start going to court, start going to office, even if you don't get what is going on in this court, what is going on in the office, which usually happens in the starting 3 to 4 months. But slowly and gradually you get to understand everything. And after 1 to 2 years, you get that confidence that if I get this client in a case, I will do it. No matter what, no matter from whom I'll take the help, no matter which books or which judgments I'll have to refer, but I will do it. That confidence comes with time, and that definitely comes.
I completely agree with you. In fact, this thing that ये तो मैं कर सकती हूँ, it comes with time. I recently completed my 3 months internship in High Court of Chhattisgarh, and there were few
Wow.
cases, though I'm not eligible, but I would say to my seniors, sir, ये तो मैं ही कर लूंगी. I know I'm not eligible. I might not be,
Yeah. But that feeling that you got, that feeling is really important to go into such field. So it's really a roller coaster ride. Litigation is an adventure. It's a roller coaster ride. It's also a very risky field because you don't know you'll be able to succeed this much or not. It's just that trial and error. जो doubt लग रहा है ना, करके देख लो. बस. That is the only solution. कि go for it, work for it, research, start doing the cases. Even if you don't get money, just assist your senior, be the best. अगर आप किसी ऑफिस में हो ना, there shouldn't be a single file that goes without your watch. आपके हाथ से वो फाइल, लिव दैट फाइल, उसमें कुछ भी हुआ हो, एप्लीकेशन है तो उसका रिप्लाई आया है या नहीं आया, रिप्लाई आया है तो उसमें क्या क्या कंटेंशंस है, दैट यू मस्ट नो. नो मैटर इफ इज इट योर केस, इज इट योर एसोसिएट्स केस, इज इट योर सीनियर्स केस, डजंट मैटर. इफ दिस फाइल इज इन योर हैंड, यू शुड बी अवेयर ऑफ ऑल द फैक्ट्स. क्योंकि क्या होता है, कॉलेज में तो हम टीचर्स को इजीली सॉरी बोल के और मना लेते हैं, राइट? बट व्हेन यू आर इन हाई कोर्ट में द जजेस aren't that frank. Obviously they motivate young lawyers, they do support young lawyers, but बहुत सारे ऐसे होते हैं. जैसे I'll give you an instance of रोहित आर्या साहब, the most renowned judge. तो क्या हुआ था अभी उनका एक वीडियो मैंने देखा, when the junior advocate was there and she was arguing and she was saying every other sentence but she was using yeah sir. He said ये जो या कर रहे हो ना, ये या के साथ तुम्हारी फाइल में रखो और उसको वापस ले जाओ अपने साथ. अब ये या बोला ना तो मैं फाइल बंद करके साइड में कर दूंगा तुम्हारी. So this was the line of Rohit Arya Saab. He's the most famous and most beloved judge of legal fraternity. उनके कोर्ट में भला अलग ही मजा आता है. And there are so many instances. मतलब आप जब जाते हो प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में, स्टार्टिंग में मेरे साथ ऐसा हुआ था क्योंकि हम लोग को मूड कोर्ट्स की आदत होती है, हम लोग को डिबेट्स की आदत होती है. तो आफ्टर आर्ग्यूइंग फॉर एन एप्लीकेशन, आई वाज सपोज्ड टू get the application allowed in the court, and I said after the judge allowed my application, I said thank you sir. And my senior literally scolded me like anything. And he said, what is this? You don't say thank you in the court. You don't say that because the real court kachari is way too different from what we do in court. We don't say thank you. We don't say, I'm very grateful, sir. And we don't use sir. We use lordship. We use my lord. We use very professional language in high court. Very, very professional language. I would suggest, even if you go for taking a passover, that is getting the case listed after some time in the same day. You need to be well aware of the facts because there are judges जो आपसे पास ओवर में भी केस के facts पूछ लेंगे, and when you don't know that on the board, it's really very humiliating. So even when the senior, obviously senior won't send you to, he has taken a lot of money from the client. Why would he send you to argue that? Because client का भी trust होता है कि हमने इनको पैसे दिए, तो obviously he should argue. But the senior, even if the senior is sending you to adjourn the case, get the case adjourned for the next week or after 2 weeks, then also you should be well aware of the facts of the case, because you never know when judge may ask you. And I would also I would also give you an instance. I went to take a Passover in my friend's case. As I said, that in the communication, you have a lot of connections and you need to help people. You also get help from the advocate. I went to take a Passover. I was just going from this court and my friend suddenly came running and he said, मेरा नंबर दूसरे कोर्ट रूम में आ रहा है और इस कोर्ट रूम में ये नंबर रीच हो रहा है, प्लीज गो एंड टेक अ पासओवर. पासओवर मतलब लंच के बाद आ जाएगा, because he can't be at the two places, right? So I was not aware of the case. I was knowing only the number, that 42 is the case number and it is here in this courtroom. And I went to take a Passover. I was not even having the file. That was a bail matter. और वो ऐसा था कि there were very normal sections और bail हो जाती easily. But obviously you have to speak something. The judge said, मतलब जो भी स्टेट के अपोजिट काउंसिल थे, स्टेट रिप्रेजेंटेटिव, तो ही सेड कि ये वाले सेक्शन हैं, इजीली इसमें बेल हो सकती है. तो जज साहब ने, मैं सिर्फ पास ओवर लेने गई थी एंड जज साहब गेव द बेल. And my friend was very happy that I only sent you to take the Passover और bail हो गई. मतलब obviously it's maybe luck, but the only thing that I did there was I was not aware of the file, I was not aware of the facts, but everything is there on High Court website, right? So I opened that thing. I opened the cause list of my friend's name through his name. I was not even knowing his enrollment number. So I opened that cause list. That number I opened. From there, I found the last order. What was the last order? What are the sections in this particular case? And I only narrated that very basic thing, which I found on online website of that case. And I got a bail in that case of my friend's matter. So what I want to say is,
practice when you do your bit.
Exactly. The luck also favors you when you work hard. Just be in that moment. That it is something. The whole sole formula of this litigation field is just be in that moment. Be very active in whatever you're doing. Be very happy. Do things very happily with great charm and excitement. And this litigation will serve you immensely.
Right, ma'am. And to summarize, I mean, the question was कि internship competitions and everything को कैसे हम balance करें या किस पे ज़्यादा focus करें. So what I could gather from your answer is कि we need to explore everything in order to decide कि हमको क्या करना है. But then because only then you get to know the real aspects of it, the corporate job or litigation. If you're interning somewhere, you get to know कि really क्या होता है and what you're expected to do. So you get a better picture to decide. And then, of course, competition, the other things help you to get what you want to.
Of course, yeah. It's
Yes,
really
ma'am.
important. Internships, experience. And it's not always important to things and then take the experience. You can always take the experience from listening to the stories of others. If they have done something and they're sharing the experience, you get to know that this is something that I don't want to do. This is something that I'm interested in. So don't always go into the कुआं and then कि पता चलेगा, ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है, right? आप दूसरों से सुन के, उनसे बातें करके, पढ़ के भी experiences gain कर सकते हो. Okay, it's not always necessary.
Exactly, because you cannot explore everything yourself. That's why we are here to talk to people. And
so I think this podcast will really help a lot of law students, because people really crave for the practical experience of people. It is not always, because I really liked your idea, Rashmi, that we should talk to the people who are actually living that thing which the law students are going to live in the coming future. Yeah, because if we talk to people who are way more experienced and way more seniors from us, their early journey would not be as same as ours, because the time has changed. This is the technical era. The college life has changed. Earlier, there were not used to be moot courts and internships and all these things, but now there are. So talking to such people who are actually living these experiences and then helping the law students through that experience is the best idea that you thought for this podcast. And I think this will really help and work.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Actually, being a fourth-year law student, I have experienced this and I know the pain of not getting the right guidance. So we all want to know what they are experiencing right now. That's what the idea was behind this podcast. And I hope this helps my fellow law students. Thank you so much for joining and thank you so much for giving your time, ma'am. It really means a lot. It was
Thank you so much. It was really wonderful to be on this online platform with you and all the various podcasts. I'm also really excited, and I hope that I just share whatever I've experienced till these journey of my college life, masters, and my journey here in courtrooms.
you knowing you personally and so many people knowing you, you have been an inspiration for all of us, especially in our college. So having you for as my first guest is it truly means a
Yeah.
lot to me. And thank you so much for being so candid and sharing your
Thank you so
experiences
much,
with
Rashmi. I
us.
just want कि अगर थोड़े से भी experience से if a law student or all my beloved juniors, if they feel good and if they feel some confidence to do some great things in life, I would be more than happy. And I'm always there to help all my juniors or my friends and colleagues where and however I can.
Thank you so much, ma'am. You have always been so kind. And we'll take a leave now.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Thank you so much, Rashmi. Okay. Bye bye. Thank you.
Ma'am.